Hi everybody, welcome back to 12 Acres. Don't mind the mess to the side of me here. My kids are making a little fort for our little chihuahua, so that's what this is. So I'm gonna leave it there for a little while. But in this video today, I'm very excited because I'm going to be making an experiment. It's that time of year where we're all starting seeds or thinking about starting seeds, and while it's a little too early for some of the summer vegetables, the peppers, the tomatoes, eggplant, things like that, it's a little too early to start those things outside or even in the hoop house. In the hoop house, it's not heated. It gets too cold at night. The temperature doesn't stay even well enough to keep the soil warm enough to really get those seeds germinated. So my plan today is to take an old incubator that I have that no longer is suitable for hatching eggs and convert that into a mini grow station. Stay tuned. Alright, so I pulled it out of storage and cleaned it up at least as good as I could on the outside. The inside is dirty because it was actually sitting on the porch for a while, so it's just got like some dirt in it. And I'm not really going to care about cleaning it out too much because after all, I'm going to be using it for germinating seeds, not for incubating chicks. So I'm not too worried about the sanitation aspect of it. So I've got it plugged in. I'm just going to see where exactly it ends up being on the temperature scale. The humidity I don't care about because I'm going to keep the soil moist anyway. So let's just see where it ends up once it's done heating up. So the lowest it'll let me set this is 30 degrees, which is the same as 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to put this in there so I can double check the temperature, see how accurate this is, because I recall this incubator not being accurate at all, and that's why I quit using it. So last night we actually had Chinese takeout, some sushi. It was delicious. We don't do that very often. But they've recently switched to these kind of containers, and they, I think, would be perfect as little mini greenhouse type. Look at that. Pop some holes in the bottom and we are good to go. So I just used some painter's tape and wrote what I'm planting on here along with the date. I know you can't hardly see that. I just used pencil because I couldn't find a marker. Here goes the peppers and cilantro, the chives and basil, the zinnias, and the marigolds and cosmos. Yeah, it's still at 82. So I think that's fine. I think we'll leave it right at that and check on it in a few days. The only thing that's missing would be lights, right? Well, I figured out a solution for that too. So my initial test run, I've got the two up on top for a tray that doesn't require the heat, although it probably will get a little bit of heat from the top of this, but mainly the light. And then of course inside of here we've got the two, and this part will be heated. So that's that, and only time will tell if it works. The only question that I have is it enough light? I've never grown with grow lights before, so I don't really know for sure the technical specifications of what a plant needs to germinate. How much light is enough?
All right, I have no idea. I think we've got a tiny bit of growth going on in here, but I think they're very tall and reaching. I don't know if you can see that little one right there. There's a couple in there, but they look like they're taller than they should be. So I'm wondering if the light isn't quite strong enough, so they're reaching. And then same thing down in here. We've got some growth. And I don't know if you'll be able to see this. And this one, and I'm not sure which one that is. It's a type of flower. Whoops, there it is. But again, is that reaching? Is it not quite enough sun? I don't know. Oopsie. Yes, I know, you're too cool. I went ahead and took out that tray that was up here. I put it outside since we've got a nice sunny day today. It's just lettuce and cabbage anyway, so I don't think it necessarily needs the benefit of the little bit of heat that comes off of here. I think they would do better outside with the real sun. And I'm going to go grab another small seed tray and put here and see what we can accomplish here. It's only been 4 days since I've started this, so I need to just give it more time. Okay, so I replaced that big one with a smaller one that has chamomile and basil in it. So we shall see how that does. That's a little bit better concentration of light on there, and I think that other bigger tray will do better outside in the full sun. It is now day 5, and we definitely have some growth in here. But they're very long and spindly, and I don't know if that's what they're supposed to look like. Okay, so I am doing some rearranging. All of these super long spindly ones are tomatoes. And so because they are so incredibly long, that tells me that they did not have enough concentrated light source close enough to them. So I am going to go ahead and move the two outer lights into the box so we can get more light going in here. I know tomatoes, you can plant them really deep, so I'm not too concerned about how spindly they are, because that's probably not going to be an issue as long as I can prevent them from getting even worse. Now, some of these things have not sprouted at all yet. These bachelor buttons have sprouted, and they don't look too bad. I think they were directly under one of the bulbs. They're a little longer than I would prefer, but they don't look too terrible. So I did some rearranging in here. My little cups I'm going to set on top of this whole system where they'll still get a little bit of heat, and then I will include a different lamp on top of them to light them up. But you know, this is just an experiment just to see how this works. I mean, it clearly does work, but it needs some fine-tuning as far as the light goes. Alright, so now I've got all 4 inside. They are not perfectly straight, but that's okay. It is much brighter in there now with all 4. So hopefully that'll make a better difference. So up on top here, I just stuck my little cups. These are some of the cups that I've got started with some flower seeds and different things in them, because there's a tiny bit of heat that comes off the top. Not really much, but, and this is not a heat lamp, this is just a regular bulb. So just kind of trying it out. You know, I like to experiment different ways of growing things.
like I said, you know, if you don't have the professional setup, then you got to think outside the box and find a way to replicate the conditions that your seeds need. So I think I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It provides the heat that you need for certain seedlings. Flies are bad in here today. As well as the light. And now that I moved all 4 of the light strips into the box, I think that's going to really make it that much better. So, I mean, we know it works. It just wasn't strong enough with the light. So now that it's got all 4 strips in there, I think it's going to be great. And it's a perfect solution for me because I do not have a grow setup. I don't have all the heat mats and the lights and all that stuff. I'd like to get that eventually, but for now, you know, I wasn't using this incubator. It was just sitting there gathering dust. So at least it works, it makes heat, and it is a perfect little setup for a mini grow station. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks. Bye. One last thing I wanted to mention is that I do shut the lights off. At night when we go to bed, I shut all the lights off. I leave the heat running in the incubator, but I've heard that even seeds and seedlings need some rest time. So I don't know how true that is or not, but I do shut them off at night. These lights that I bought have a timer on them that I could set, but I haven't figured it out yet, so I just shut it off. It's not that big of a deal. I'm in here all the time anyway, so I just shut it off at night and turn it on in the morning.